And we are live. Welcome back to the Pistons Jack YouTube channel. Today we are back for our 9th subscriber only stream, and I'm excited to have my man Prince joining me in just a moment. For those that are new to the stream or haven't tuned in before, this is a stream where Pistons Jack subscribers from over on Instagram can come up, share their thoughts. We talk about the Pistons. We do these streams each and every Friday at 8 p.m. And we're going to keep going all off-season long as we approach pretty much the most boring time of the NBA calendar as we head into August, where it's normally pretty dry, but we're going to come up here each and every week. I had some fun topics. We've got my man Devin in here. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining. And yeah, like I said, we'll have Prince coming up next. Tom Herr might be joining. He messaged me last night saying he's going to try to make it. But I did see on his Instagram stories he was having a few drinks, a few alcoholic drinks. So we'll see if Tom can join. But I might even open up the show today to anyone else that wants to come up and talk about the Pistons. I can drop a link in the chat once we've chatted to Prince. So on today's show, we actually do have a fair bit of news to discuss this show. When I say a fair bit, considering the time of the year, we have some stuff happening. We're going to go through the Pistons' current roster, what it looks like right now, what else they need to add to the roster, following some rumors and news from this week. We'll touch on the Motor City Cruise and the two-way contracts, where we had some more news drop yesterday, and then in the past couple of days, some changes there. We will discuss the Cam Thomas situation, I guess, on today's stream. Obviously, I've spoken about it a fair bit on my shorter form videos, but this is a chance to hear from. I want to hear what Prince's thoughts on it, and if you're in the chat, if you have any thoughts, we'll talk through the Cam Thomas thing, and then I want to wrap up today's show talking about which former Piston would you want to bring back to the team. For those that follow me on Instagram, I put up a post yesterday with 8 to 9 former Pistons that most of them were from throughout the rebuild from 2019 to pretty much today, that have at some point, I think, have all given us hope, some more than others, but it definitely created some funny conversation over on the post. I think there's over 250 comments on that post of people just losing their minds. So we'll have a bit of fun. We'll talk about which former Piston we'd want to bring back. Is there a random player that comes to mind that you want to bring back, as well as maybe is there a legit Pistons player that you think could come back to this team and really help them in the playoffs? So we're going to have a lot to talk about today. So really excited. Oh, and I can see Tom has emerged and he's got his snapback on. He's ready to go. Well, I might just since we've got a couple of guests now, I'm going to get straight into it. We'll bring up Prince first, and we'll go through some of these topics here. And appreciate everyone in the chat as well. We'll as the show goes on, we'll bring up your comments as we've got the guests on here. But Prince, what's going on, my friend?
How you doing, Jack? How's it going?
I might have to start calling you Megatron, because every time we chat, my voice. Do you watch Transformers?
Yes, I actually did watch Transformers when I was little. Yes.
For those that have no idea what we're talking about, it's happened. I think it's happened 3 times now. And I'm not sure if it's Prince or my audio, but it'll happen very randomly where I just start sounding like a transformer. So hopefully it happened last week and we got through it, but we'll see. Hopefully it can stay. The audio can be good today. But Prince, before I get into the topics, you normally come with at least one kind of hot take. Is there anything this week? Can be in life in general. It doesn't have to be Pistons, but you've normally got something for me. So I thought before I get into that Pistons heavy stuff, let's see if there's anything that's been on your mind.
I can say 3 things. Well, really 2 things. Number one, Tigers have not been doing good as of lately, and it's hurting me. It's hurting me.
Yeah,
It's hurting
can
my
you?
soul.
So I see some stuff on Twitter and I follow the Tigers on Instagram, but like obviously I can't trying to watch Tigers games with the time zone doesn't work for me. So are they like I think I saw something like they've won one out of their last 10 games. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, so we played I think we played Boston or somebody because I was watching the game. I don't exactly remember who it was, but we lost 3 games in a row, our last 3 games. And we dropped, I think we dropped from number 1 in the MLB to number 3. It's getting bad. Of course, we're still gonna make
That's
the playoffs, but I
is
feel like it's
that's
getting bad.
number one out of all like 30 to 32 teams. Are they in their conference, aren't they still number one?
Yeah, they're number 1 in the American League, and that's really all they track, but I'm gonna say number 1 in the MLB
Yeah.
because they had the
Yeah.
most wins, but yeah.
So
Yeah, Blue Jays,
Adam
they
says
killing
they're
us.
currently losing. Oh man. I mean, the
Yeah.
vibe. Maybe it's just like because I know it was the All Star break a couple of weeks ago, was it? Like All Star weekend. So maybe it's just a bit of a slump out of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
one win in their last 10 or 11 or whatever that was is pretty. You must be pretty scared.
Yeah.
Because
And
are the Tigers like sort of cursed? Or are they cursed like the Lions? Or if they had a better history, they've just kind of, they're more like the Pistons where they've just, apart from last year, they've kind of just been a bit irrelevant for like a decade.
I do know that the last time we won was in 1984, if I'm not wrong. Somebody can correct me in the chat, but I don't think we're exactly cursed like the Lions. I don't know if you can see. See, speaking of Megatron, I got him back there.
I wish I was that Megatron. Not the other one.
But yeah, I think I don't think we're cursed in the
Yeah.
case of the Lions with that curse, but no, I think we're doing all right. We made the playoffs last year. I know we didn't get far, but this year we're doing great, and I hope we can at least get to the World Series, even if we don't win. But yeah. Second thing on my mind, yesterday I watched Superman for the 8th time. I can't lie. No marketing, but still, that has been the greatest movie I've watched in so long. It's like a symbol
Really?
of hope. Yes, it's great. It's really great.
See, I might be going to the movies tonight. So Superman, you highly recommend.
Yeah, they also dropped Fantastic Four today actually. Yeah. They dropped Fantastic Four today. So after this I might be going to the movie theaters and seeing that.
Love it. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. I might see Superman tonight. Where I saw the F1 movie a couple of weeks ago, and that was really good too.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, let's get on the
but
Pistons.
let's do it. I think you're gonna have a good reaction to this. So I want to ask you about the Cam Thomas. It's not even rumors because like it was really just like betting odds from one specific betting agency. Like it's nothing concrete, but like there is a way the Pistons could actually get him without trading Ivy. Um,
Mhm.
which I'll just quickly explain. They can use that trade exception they got from the Schroeder deal. And basically they could just send out like some form of pick and they could get back Cam Thomas on like a $40 million deal for 1 or 2 years. So like that is how they could get him without giving up Ivy because I wouldn't do that. But just what's your overall thoughts on Cam Thomas as a player and maybe him coming to the Pistons if that were to happen, even though it is unlikely?
I think it's a crazy take, but I do think that Cam Thomas could be the face of Brooklyn soon. Like Brooklyn doesn't have anybody right now. I'm surprised Brooklyn even have fans. It's like I think if anything, them emerging from the New Jersey Nets was crazy in itself, but I feel like they'll never probably go back to those D'Lo KD days. But if anything, I wouldn't take Ivy for them. I feel like Ivy could really be something great. So no, I do not believe in sending Ivy over to Brooklyn. I feel like he'd do great in Brooklyn. I mean, he'll be that star that he wants to be, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not willing to give that up, especially his duo with Cade. Um, but when it comes to the trade clause, I'm not fully out of it. Like I feel like, yeah, it would be cool, but at the same time, Cam Thomas would benefit our team, but I feel like he wouldn't benefit our team the same way that Ivy would next year.
What about if what if Cam Thomas, the Pistons get him and don't have to give up Ivy? So you would basically be looking at a team where your starting lineup is Cade, Ivy, Asar, Tobias, your favorite player, and Jalen Duren. And then off the bench, you would have, you would have Cam Thomas, Karis LeVert, Duncan Robinson, Ron, and maybe like Paul Reed. Like, do you think there's probably not enough shots there for Cam? I don't think Cam Thomas would be particularly happy with that role, but like he isn't it. I will say this, like, I understand why fans are scared off by him. Like, I kind of was initially too. And then I still don't think it's a real fit. But like when I look at some of when I really nerd out here, I won't go through all the numbers, but he is like one of the best, like a top 5 isolation player in the league. He shoots the ball well. He can create off the dribble, step backs, mid range, 3. Like when I think about what this team was lacking in the playoffs, I could see him really helping. And I know the Pistons have addressed some of those issues and Ivy does, but yeah, I could see him kind of helping. It's just like whether he would accept that role, which I don't think he would.
Yeah, I give up Tobias for Cam Thomas tomorrow, but I'm not gonna let my ego take over my answer. What I'm gonna say is, if it came to that, then yeah, I feel like Cam Thomas would be a great addition to our team, especially if it doesn't mean giving
Mm,
up Ivy.
yeah.
If it was like somebody else, something small like Marcus. See, that's another thing. I hate that we gave away Lindy Waters. I feel like I know people don't really care about him as much as I do, but I feel like Lindy Waters could have
I
been just a
like
little
Lindy.
bit good. But
I,
yeah, I
w-
feel like
I was
doing.
surprised. I,
Mhm.
Sorry to cut you off, but I like that you brought up Lindy
No, you're
Waters. I
good.
was going to talk about him, but I think the Pistons probably did want to keep Lindy and just sign him as like that 14th or 15th man. But I think he looked at the roster and the Spurs were probably saying, we can actually give you like minutes regularly. So he took that opportunity. I
Mhm.
don't think the Pistons necessarily said, we don't want you, but I just don't think there was a consistent role for him. So I'm happy he'll probably go have a more consistent role with the Spurs, but I like Lindy as well. Thought he was just a good vibes guy. Like in all those dancing videos, once he was on the team, he was always there getting around it, which I think actually means something.
Yeah. I feel like he was great, especially with the chemistry. I feel like nothing this year will match the team chemistry that we had last year. I feel like that team chemistry probably would never be matched in the next 5 years of the Pistons. Of course, we're gonna have things like it. Like, of course, we're still gonna have the vibes guy. We're still gonna be able to go out and have the chemistry on the court. But I feel like the team chemistry, how everybody was just vibing with each other, I feel like that will probably never happen again. I haven't seen that in the team ever. But yeah, and I hate that he got sent to the Spurs. I mean, I have a lot against the Spurs. 2005. I'll never forget that. I wasn't even alive, but after the replays and how close it was, I'll never forgive the Spurs for that. I feel like the Spurs and the Pacers are the two most hated teams for me, but of course I have
Really?
nothing against them. I hope they are actually successful this year and everything that they have. I'm so sad that Victor Wembanyama, if I'm not wrong, he had the same thing as Sar had. He had blood clots. I hate
Yeah.
that for them. But if anything, I
Yeah.
hope he gets better. And yeah,
I think
I
he
hope.
is going to be good to play
Mhm.
opening night. So that's good.
Yeah, and I think I saw this. I could be wrong, but I saw the Pistons, the Athletic, put them number 10 on
Yeah.
the power rankings. So I feel like that. I feel like. Do you think we could be number 10, or do you think we could
So
be even higher?
I like that you brought this up because I didn't have this on my notes, but we'll talk about. I think so. The Athletic have had the Pistons. They had them 10th, like you said, in the power rankings, which I think when you just look at the East teams, they would have sat 4th. I think in the
Mm-hmm.
East based off that power rankings. And then a lot of podcasts I've been listening to, a lot of people have the Pistons around the 5th seed in the East. So it feels
Mm-hmm.
like the 4, 5. Some people have them 6th. I think they can for sure. I like. I really want to wait to see if they make any other moves. Like, I don't think the Pistons are making another big move, but I really could just with like bringing back a lot of the young core, them all getting better marginally, and I feel like at least one of Asar, JD, or Ivy is really going to pop and take a big leap. Just
Mm-hmm.
based off of that, like I honestly could see us. I think we're so used to starting seasons pretty badly. Like we're used to starting like only winning 1 out of our first 5 games or being 2-6. Like I think there's a real chance we could. I want to see the schedule as well, obviously when that comes out. But I think we could start the season like really well. Like I could see us starting like 6-2 and then just, you know, they'll of course have a lull, but I can see us with the way the East looks being fourth in the East,
Mhm.
which would be 10th overall, I guess, power rankings wise. I think that's legit.
Yeah. I feel like I was thinking about this yesterday. I feel like the Pistons were just as good as the Tigers were last year, and I think if Cade Cunningham can take that leap like Tariq
Yeah,
Skubal, I feel like we could really just be. I feel like in the East, I feel like we could possibly be a top three team, and I know that's kind of crazy, but I feel like the team that we have, the vets that we have, the shooting that we have, and the leadership with Cade Cunningham and hopefully even Ron Holland. I seen that leadership in the freaking summer league. I feel
summer
like
league,
we could have something good going, and I feel like we could
definitely.
be a long-term playoff team. Hopefully, Eastern Conference Finals max. This is what I think.
I
Of course. Hmm.
No, I think I think there's you're not crazy at all. And I think like the thing that everyone outside of Pistons fans are underrating is like how impactful Asar is going to be. Like having him for even if we just, he might miss a week or two, just like most players do, but 70 games of Asar, he's like Cade's our best player and like our most impactful. But like when Asar's on the court, like even if he can't shoot and isn't scoring, like the numbers just show the Pistons are so much better. And like we didn't have him fully healthy until like he only started to really get back to being himself in January. And obviously that's when Ivy goes down. But you even look back, I brought up on my most recent video some numbers from the horrible 14-win season. After
Hmm.
the trade deadline, there's lineups where it was Ivy, Cade, Asar, Jalen Duran, and Fontecchio. And that was like our best lineup after the trade
Hmm.
deadline. And it had like a positive net rating, which is just a nerd way to say like they played really well
Hmm.
together and they actually won their minutes. So I think you replaced Fontecchio with Tobias, who I know you're not the biggest fan of
Hmm.
Tobias, but he's a lot better than Fontecchio.
Of course he
Like
is.
I think just having Asar, obviously Cade taking a leap, like you said, like I can just see this team clicking opening night and just like starting really well and maintaining and holding that like fourth seed and maybe sneaking to the third. Because like you
Yeah.
have to remember, like teams like the Hawks, maybe even Orlando might take a minute to like get chemistry because they're trying to fit in all these new big pieces. Like I don't know, I think we can really start the season well and maintain that.
Yeah. Definitely. And speaking of that 2023 team, I saw you posted Killian Hayes. Didn't really like that. Whole
Well, that's
community
where
didn't like that.
let's get to that. Let's get to that because I want to get your thoughts on that too. So, um, I want to talk about which former Pistons would you want to bring back? So to the current team, like this is just purely for fun, but I want to ask you. I want you to provide me one former Piston that's still in the league right now that would actually like realistically help this team. Like, and if I'm putting you on the spot, I can say mine first. But
Okay.
and then just like one fun former Piston, like maybe it was a guy like you just loved, like their vibe. Like this one's just like more purely for fun. So,
Sadiq Bey, injury injury list
so
Sadiq Bey. Yes.
yeah,
I feel like I would say Sadiq Bey because I feel like I didn't start like of course I'll watch the Pistons every now and then, but I didn't start watching the Pistons until about 2022. So
yeah.
I feel like I used to watch him. He used to I remember specifically the day me and my dad were on the couch and we are about to lose to the Golden State Warriors. He hits a game winner.
It's
And then
crazy.
it was, if I'm not wrong, I feel like that was the year after they won the championship too. So that just made it even more sweet. So I feel like when that happened, it was so great. And seeing
That
him
was
play in Atlanta, and when he had that green patch in his hair,
Yeah,
he was so
for the
cool.
Joker.
he was
I say
he,
I think Sadiq's a great pick. Like I just Adam here says maybe Drummond or Sadiq. What's Tom
Mhm,
got? Sadiq, Andre, KCP. KCP is a good one as well. Bruce Brown's another good one. Um, yeah, Sadiq was. I think he would actually be perfect for like that backup four.
mhm,
Like it would kind of be like if it, like you said, injury-less, like healthy Sadiq, just shooting threes. Like he was like a bit of like he was a shot maker. He took some like questionable shots sometimes, but on like the right team, I'm with you. He was going to be the guy I would bring back to like realistically help the team
Mm-hmm.
if they could. Is there another name? I don't really like his contract, but would be Jeremy Grant. But I
Mm-hmm.
think like him and Jeremy Grant's probably a little bit better of a scorer, but yeah, than Tobias. But that's another name. But is there anyone just for vibes? This can be anyone. They don't have to be in the league right now. We can't like go dig back and like say Ben Wallace or someone, but just someone who's like been on the team in the past 8 to 10 years.
That's a great question. A vibes
Like
guy?
it can be Killian. It
Oh
can be.
no. Oh no.
I can't
Not
believe you
Killian.
actually knew who Davidas Savitas was. You were the
No.
last person I'd expect to know who he was.
If I'm not wrong, we drafted him in the first round. Like, oh my gosh.
It's
If I'm not
crazy.
wrong, I could be wrong, but I do think we drafted him in the first round. And I
It,
remember him.
yeah,
He was I'm not gonna say that he was better than Killian, but I do think he was a better vibes guy than Killian. Like Killian was just bad on purpose, and it was bad. But I'm not gonna
yeah.
throw up any hate with Killian. He was a good
Yeah.
player sometime. But I feel like for me, last 8 years,
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson still? I think he's still in the
Yeah,
league.
Reggie's a
Yeah,
good pick.
Reggie
Yeah.
Jackson. I remember the first Pistons game I went to in Atlanta. Reggie Jackson was playing. It was Andre Drummond and him, and I think Blake Griffin was gone, but I do think I remember Reggie Jackson playing, and he was pretty fun. He was really fun. I got to
Yeah.
see him in person. I got to meet him. He was great. He was great. So
Reggie, do you remember like he would do this like kind of skip? Like when he was like feeling it, he'd like dribble and like skip down the court. I'll see
yes,
if I can find a video of
yes,
it. You know what I'm talking
yes,
about?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
When I
Reggie
was
Jackson.
yeah, when I was going through photos to try and like find one for that post of him, there was like these so many photos of him like mid-air, like skipping, like, and I was like, oh, I literally remember when he would do that.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson, he was great. He was great. I was gonna say Andre Drummond. Yes, Chris Middleton
Yeah.
too.
Chris
But
Middleton, Detroit
mhm.
Demon. That's a good one.
I like that fit, Detroit Demon. But I feel
Let's
like
bring it back up.
I was gonna say Andre Drummond.
The chef's hat. Is that a chef's hat? That's
Yeah,
fire.
Kay
I
Cunningham
love it.
jersey backwards. I love it. But I feel like I was gonna say Andre Drummond, but I feel like Andre Drummond. I feel like his time has come. If he wants to come back to Detroit last year, I wouldn't. I don't know if we would retire his jersey. I mean, he's made a lot of contribution, but I feel like jersey retirement, I just don't think he's there yet. But speaking of
Yeah.
jersey retirement, I was very surprised that we didn't retire Grant Hill's jersey. That was very interesting to me. Hmm.
That's an interesting one. I don't that era of the Pistons I'm not fully across, but I don't think they really won a lot. Like I think they made the playoffs, but I like he was obviously like an awesome player. So
Hmm.
that's like a I do wonder if there's any Pistons diehards in here a bit older is retire. Let us know your thoughts on retiring Grant Hill's jersey because I know the teams didn't win championships or even make like conference finals. I don't think, but he was
Yeah,
like a
they were
genuine
terrible.
superstar player.
They were
Yeah,
terrible. 1997, that was a terrible year for the Pistons. But I feel like Grant Hill, and I think my grandma actually bring me a Grant Hill Pistons teal doll all the way from Jackson,
yeah,
Tennessee that my dad had when he was a little kid. I was like, that's super cool. But I'll bring it up next stream. But the thing is, I feel
I
like
love
Grant
it.
Hill, when I feel like if Cade Cunningham left the team now, I feel like he would be at that same exact level that Grant Hill is, like in
Yeah,
terms of if he would get his jersey retired. And I feel like neither of them would, but I feel like
yeah,
Cade's gonna stay, and Grant Hill, I just don't think he was there yet. They really didn't win a lot at all.
yeah.
Um, in his early years when he was playing with Joe Dumars, I feel like they won a little bit, but I just feel like Grant Hill's team, they weren't really that good. All they had was Grant Hill, Jerry Stackhouse. Some Pistons diehards can tell me some other people, but I feel like those
Yeah.
are the only people that I know. But yeah,
Those were
Grant
the
Hill.
two guys. And then I think Alan Houston was on the team,
Hmm.
who I think was more famous with the Knicks, but I think he started in Detroit. So that's
Hmm.
another name I can remember.
Yeah, and I also wanted to bring up. See, I feel like I should have bring this up a couple of streams ago, but I feel like Detroit getting a WNBA team. I am so
Yeah.
excited and I'm so happy. I don't
I'm
know if
so
they're gonna.
excited too.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
they're gonna bring back the actual Shock name or if they're gonna bring back the like the banners and the trophies and everything. But I had an idea. I know this might look a little weird, but I feel like if both of the teams would be named the Detroit Pistons, I just think that would be pretty hard. I know it's kind of weird because every WNBA team linked to an NBA team
Yeah.
isn't the same name, but I feel like if they had the same jerseys with like Henry Ford Health on the back and they were both called the Detroit Pistons, I feel like that would be really cool. Like
Was it?
I know that because they do that in soccer, so I know that's pretty
They
cool.
do that. So our like Australian rules football, we have AFL, which is the men's league, and then I think there's 18 teams total. I'm pretty sure like at least 14 teams have we call it AFLW, and they
Hmm.
have it's just the same names, same
Hmm.
jerseys, all that. So um yeah, I think that would be really cool. I can imagine though it might not happen just because of the way everything else is set up, but I'm with you. I think that's cool. Like, should be all under the one name, one like team. Like, yeah, I do like
Hmm.
the Detroit Shock though. That is a cool name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Their jersey's cool too, but I
Yeah.
like your idea. Um, and I'm very excited. I probably haven't spoken about it enough. I think when it was
Hmm.
announced, I kind of missed it because it was on the day of the draft. Maybe I
Hmm.
remember it was just on a day where there was a lot going on. But
Hmm.
I can't wait because we'll have basketball during the summer in
Yeah.
Detroit. Like it'd be
And
incredible.
going to shot games, that would be really fun. I think my dad told me he went to
Sure.
he told me that people used to really go to shot games because they
Yeah.
were that good. And
Yeah.
they had three championships. And
Yeah.
I recently watched a documentary that came out a long time ago. It was about Bill Laimbeer and how he
Yeah.
coached the Shock, and I just felt like that was really cool. And I
Yeah. It's
can't wait
cool.
for the new Shock team. They're probably not going to be as good
Yeah.
as last time, but I hope they keep the same name. I hope they keep the banners and the championships. And
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait for the Shock.
I love it, Prince. But we need to talk more about that during this off season. I agree with
Yeah.
you on that. I haven't spoken about it enough. But Prince, we've got Tom coming up next, my brother. But I had a blast chatting to you, bro. The audio's been perfect. And no, that was really fun, man.
Yep. Of course.
All right,
It's
we'll
been a
talk.
pleasure.
Catch you soon, brother. We'll talk next week.
Together all the time together. I'll catch you.
Let's go. Catch you, man. All right, but Tom, I'm gonna bring you up in 1 second, my friend. I'm just gonna go through some comments here because we've got a lot of people. Oh, Tom's just giving me 10 grand. Mustache is especially majestic. Appreciate you, Tom. You're a legend. Excited to chat to you in a second. Adam, 10K, you're rich. Shout out to Devon. Can see you in the chat here, my friend. I believe my mum and dad are watching, so shout out to John and Lisa. Shout out to them. Detroit Demon. Where'd you get this chef's hat from? Is kind of crazy. I might need to get one of those. I'm surprised Prince and Tom don't have one of them. They got all the merch. Um, I saw my man Kyle Metz was in here before. He was giving us some contract stuff. Shout out to Kyle. I believe it's his birthday yesterday or the day before. Forgive me if I'm getting that wrong because of the time frames, but hope you had a nice day. He just said if you can get Cam Thomas at 14.3 million next year for a few seconds, you do it. I think I'm with you on that. Like I would be, as you say here, Kyle, like only if he's willing to fit into his role, which I'm guessing the role the Pistons would offer, he wouldn't be willing to fit into. But if for some reason he was, I think like he would be like a very, very useful player on this team. But let's bring up Tom. He's been waiting for too long. Tom, what's going on, my man?
What up, though? Hi, Jack. Hi, everyone.
How you going? I wasn't sure if you're gonna make it. It looked like you were out last night on your Instagram, so I was like, oh,
Yes,
so
that
I
is
was like, I
why
hope he's
I
feeling
told you.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I told you I'll try to make it because I was obviously gonna drink last night. So I was like, right, I'm gonna drink, but I wake up, and I actually woke up to your message if when you
Yeah,
asked
because
like if I could.
when you messaged me, you got me excited. So I was like, I'm gonna have to text Tom to make sure he comes on.
Yeah,
Well,
that will be,
Tom,
and I'm glad.
I
Yeah,
want to start off. I want to hear. See, obviously back from Taiwan.
did you see that?
If you got
I
what?
got that from Taiwan, the Wallace jersey,
Oh, the Rashid one and the Grand
the Grand
Hill.
Hill one. Yep, yep.
Let's go. That's unbelievable. Well, tell us, do you have any stories from the trip? Because you posted a lot of photos. I could see you constantly in Pistons gear. So,
You know, I was actually hoping like I could meet some like Pistons fan there. Like saying hi because I'm wearing a Pistons gear, but I didn't get
Yeah.
one. But there was this in Taiwan. There's this tourist like tradition or something. Like when you
Yeah.
write a wish and you like on a like what do you call this in English like an air balloon whatever and you write your
Oh,
wish and you let
and you
it
let it
fly
go?
to the air. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually wrote there the Pistons 2026 NBA champions, and like
That's crazy. I love it.
usually
Well, it
like
sounded
people write health,
yeah.
family, like whatever.
That's what Tom's doing. I love it. I can't believe it's 2026 next year. When you said that, I'm like, I thought
It's
you were talking
crazy.
about the year after, but I'm like, no, that's actually
It's
this
actually
season.
crazy. Yes,
It
it's crazy.
looked no, Taiwan looked really nice. How far
It's
is
actually
it from South Korea?
um it's like a 2.5 hour flight. It's not
Oh
very
wow.
far. Yeah.
That's chill.
So
That's so nice. I love
yeah.
it. Is the weather nice there? I guess it's like hot for
Actu-
you now. It's summer.
Especially in Taiwan, it's really hot there. Especially in the
Yeah.
summer. It's very hot
Yeah.
and it's very humid. It's
Yeah.
rainy. So I wouldn't recommend Taiwan if you're planning a trip in the middle of the summer. Like summer
Yeah.
here in Asia. Because
Yeah.
in around July it's really hot. Like
Yeah.
really hot.
A lot of
So I don't recommend it.
Australians, myself included, like we'll go to Indonesia, Bali in like June, July now, winter months. And it's like humid there, but it's nice.
Oh, so it's like the
So
other way around. Because Koreans usually in the winter they go to Australia.
yeah.
So it's the other way around. Okay.
Your winter's like November to or December to February or something like that. Is that right?
Right. It's winter right there,
Yeah.
right now there, right?
Yes. Yeah. It very much is winter. It's cold.
I see you wearing a t-shirt because usually you're wearing like a
The
in your
jumper.
YouTube video. Yeah, right. Because it's cold. Like,
Oh, I started. This kind of doesn't even make much sense, but I started doing a cold shower. So I had a cold shower this morning after we got back from the gym, and I was just feeling warm and just ready to go.
you're chained
So
up.
yeah, got my chain on. But no, I'm glad you had a good trip, and that was with your family, obviously. So no, it looked really nice. Everyone, go give Tom a follow on Instagram if you haven't. So, plenty of Piston stuff on there. Same with Prince. Go support both of them. But let's talk some Pistons, Tom. We kind of do you have
Let's go.
I'll let you just share your opinion on the Cam Thomas thing quickly. I know it's very unlikely, but just your thoughts on it.
Okay. First of all, I think it's very, very unlikely he comes to the Pistons. Like the only route we get him is either by trading. You mentioned it, like Ivy, or trading him into our TPE. But the reported offer to Cam Thomas was a 2-year deal around 14 million with a team option. That is kind of very. That's a very lowball option, and I think he would be offended by it. So I don't. But that's basically the amount the Pistons can offer. So I really doubt he would come to the Pistons unless he goes like, okay, Brooklyn, I hate you. I'm gonna prove my worth somewhere else, and that's gonna be the Pistons. But I really doubt it
Yeah,
because the role for him here, it's not gonna be as big as it is in Brooklyn. So he's not gonna
exactly.
play that much here in the Pistons. He's not gonna get raise his trade value or his like value or anything. So I really doubt we get him. But as Kyle mentioned, if we can get him, we should. Like, there's no reason to not
Yeah.
get him,
I will
unless
say I
yeah,
agree with you for literally the most part. He can't raise his value with the role situation because it will be just less shots, less usage, all that in Detroit. But the one way he could is if like he has like a really good performance in the playoffs. That's like
right,
if he could say like if he could show that he can be a true six man on a top five team and in the East and like have some playoff games, like because he is a guy like who I feel like imagine if we just had him say in that New York series, like he's a guy who could genuinely score 15 in a quarter or 15 in like 5 minutes. And like I know like I could just see like that giving him some extra value that he won't get being on the Nets, showing he can be a part of a winning team. But I do agree with you. Like he's, I think with what he wants to be and where he wants to be as a player, like he wants to be a starting 2 guard. So
Right.
like, I just wanted to add that in because I think that that's the only way he could kind of add value in Detroit to his like himself as a player.
Right. Because I think Cam Thomas is right now beefing with some journalists on Twitter, because
Zach Lowe.
because
Yeah.
he's very convinced that the media is part of the reason he's getting lowball offers from the Brooklyn Nets. But I think it's partly true, but uh, in some way, I really didn't. I was never a fan of Cam Thomas's game. Like he's
Yeah.
he's a ball hog, and there's no lies to it. He gets some assists, but that's because he gets so much usage. So with his usage, I think he got like 3.6 assists or something. That is a very low. That is a very low number. If K got that kind of minutes and usage, he would have like 15 assists or anything. So
Yeah.
but funny thing about Cam Thomas, I have a funny story to share about Cam, because like 2 years ago, I was in the States. So after I went to Detroit, I actually went back to Brooklyn, and I watched the Brooklyn versus Charlotte Hornets game. And when they were warming up, I'm not sure if you've been there, because
I have to Barclays.
yes, in
It's
Barclays.
actually, I really like Barclays. It's really nice.
Yes, it was really nice.
Sick
And
arena. Yeah.
one of my favorite things about it, because if you enter the arena when the players are warming up, you actually can watch them warm up in a very near space. Like you can actually call their name and they're gonna look at you. Very near. So again, when I saw Cam, I was like, "Hey, Cam, let's go. Let's have a big game." I was hyping them up, and Cam was like, "All right." So he looked at me, but the problem was, I kept calling him Cam. Hey, Cam. But the problem was, it was not Cam who I was calling. It was Dennis Smith Jr. It was Dennis Smith Jr. Pistons legend. They had similar builds, and like I don't know what got into me. I never made that kind of mistake, but I was actually calling Dennis Cam. So at first, when the guy who did this was Dennis, so when he heard me, maybe he thought I was calling him, but I kept calling him. So he was like, he realized I was calling him Cam. He was like, "What the hell is this?"
Oh my god.
So
I was going to say, did LaMelo play in that game? I'm just trying to think because
he did.
Okay, that's cool. I was hoping like a star played.
It was actually a good game. Like, I don't think it was very lopsided or anything, but LaMelo played. But that was I love Barclays, like watching basketball there. It's like I think it was one of my best experiences. It was better than the arena itself was better than the New York arena, but the atmosphere it's kind of different in New York because it's very.
So you saw a Knicks game as well?
Yeah, I saw Knicks versus. Wait, the Charlotte game I watched was against the LA Clippers, and the Brooklyn and the New York game was. Wait! I'm getting confused. It was Brooklyn versus. Wait! It was Brooklyn versus Charlotte, and the New York versus Clippers, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
There's no way you could see Charlotte Clippers unless you were in LA.
Right. I was like, what am I saying? But my favorite place is still LCA. Like, I'm so excited to go back to LCA. You know, when I was in LCA, like, my brain couldn't process like the whole thing because I was so happy. I was getting geeked out just seeing like far away. I could see Special K. I could see like the players warm up. Like Jalen Duren was warming up. Marvin Bagley was warming up. Like, the whole thing. Everyone's wearing Pistons gear, which is crazy. So like, I'm so excited.
It is
go
crazy.
Back to LCA.
Like, I remember my first game at LCA was in like the first time I went to Detroit, and it is just so surreal being there, and like because you've watched hundreds of games on League Pass and on TV, like hundreds and hundreds. Like so many times you just see it on TV, and then just being there, like it's almost like a little bit weird. Like I like just the first time I'm like, oh, I'm actually
Yes.
here. And then like you go there a couple of times and like you get used to it. But it is a really good arena. Like it's modern,
Yeah.
it's clean. Like I had a great time there. I can't wait to go back as well, obviously.
Yeah, LCA's.
Hopefully see
And
you
then
there, Tom.
I'm really gonna go. Like, hopefully, like maybe collaborate with the Pistons. If not, I'm still gonna
Yeah,
go either way. I'm just a big
yeah,
fan. So,
I
like,
love it.
that. And yesterday
You'll be
was
there this season.
Detroit Day. Yesterday, I
Yeah,
think, was like Detroit birthday of the
yeah,
Detroit. So like I kind of look back at my photos, and I really miss the city. It's a beautiful city, and
it
I
is.
miss the arena. I miss everything about about Detroit.
One
So
of one of my favorite mornings there was the day of Game 6, which was our last day in Detroit, and Andy and I just got up early and like just walked all the way from our hotel all the way. I think it's down Woodward all the way into like Campus Martius, which is like the middle. And we just
wow,
like it was like one of the funnest mornings. It was like probably an hour walk in. But like we walked past like LCA, like where the Tigers play, and just like walking all the way in, it was just like really nice. It was a nice day.
I
So
I did what you did, but in a bit different way. So we had some
you did it
beers.
drinking. Yeah, I know. I
Yes.
saw that thing because you told me about that before I went the first time. And that beer, like cart, I want to call it, where everyone pedals, went past us a couple of times. Like I saw it while we were there.
You
And
know,
I
and
was like, I knew you'd been
yeah,
on it. Yeah.
uh, and it's a very beautiful city. But at night, I don't know, like I don't know why, but I really don't know why, but it's very like very quiet and not many cars
Yeah.
or people are walking at night. Because in Korea, everyone just like at night, everyone's like going out. It's very like noisy and stuff, and everyone's
Yeah.
going out for walks. But in Detroit, it was very quiet on except for those few bars. So we
Yeah. I
actually
think, yeah.
yeah.
No, sorry, you finish.
Oh, we rented a kickboard. I don't know how to say it, like how to say it in English, but kickboard, a scooter, electric scooter, and we like rode it just around downtown Detroit, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. It was really good.
I think no, because I like obviously we came from both times I went there. We came from New York going to Detroit, and obviously like New York's like the biggest city in the world almost. So like there's people everywhere constantly, and like that was one of the things I noticed is like downtown Detroit, like there's just not a lot of people. But I feel like from my understanding, like talking to people, it's because like the city's like really been revitalized, and there was a period there where not many people actually came into Detroit, but they've obviously like refurbished a lot of it. Like it feels so like clean, and it almost like,
It
especially
is
down Woodward, it feels so new and clean. And it's just like a
correct.
matter of like people like gradually coming back and like immersing themselves in the city. But it's really nice.
Yeah,
Like,
Detroit,
and
the downtown Detroit
yeah,
especially, like the
yeah,
buildings, especially the buildings are very antique. Or how, I don't know, like the buildings are very beautiful. Like
yeah,
they're old but very fashionable and very nice buildings. And the streets are very clean. And I love the fact I didn't have to um get mauled by people like in New York. That's why I
yeah,
really
yeah,
love Detroit. Like it was
yeah,
I even if I wasn't a Pistons fan, if I went to both cities, I would like Detroit more than New York.
yeah.
That's how much I love downtown Detroit. So it's very beautiful.
I
I
love
can't
it.
wait to get back there. It's crazy.
Oh, I feel like you're going to be walking the streets and everyone's going to know who you are. They're going to be like, "It's Tom, the Korean Pistons fan."
You know, I
I
actually
might,
went
but
into a bar, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. I forgot the name, but I went inside there, and it was very unique. Like it was like a speakeasy bar. You wouldn't know it's a bar unless you go inside. And everyone there was a karaoke machine, and they were like everyone was twerking. It was like me and my friend, we never saw actual twerking. And like it was really it was a great experience. Like
but
I would go back there. It was like everyone was singing.
I love it. No, well, so I was gonna say, We will touch on some more Pistons stuff in a sec for those watching that actually want to talk about Pistons. But when I was talking about Detroit, I was going to say one of the funnest things for us when we were there was like the Uber drivers were so funny. Like we would always have the best conversations. Like some people were just so positive and like I don't know. We just had so much fun just talking to Uber drivers. Like everyone was so like welcoming and like obviously they would
Right.
hear our accent and realize we're from. Everyone thinks we're from the UK, and then we're like, no, we're from Australia. But and they'd be like, oh, that like thank you for coming. They're so grateful and happy that like
Right.
for us to like come to Detroit, and they're like, you enjoy it. I'm like, yeah, we love it here. Everyone's so beautiful, like funny, like everyone. Like one of my favorite
Right.
things. I feel like everyone in Detroit has a really good sense of humor.
Right.
like,
Right. Right. Right.
like,
Right. Right.
that
Yes.
was one
Yes.
thing. Like not too serious, just a good sense of humor. Like, yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Actually, I also have
really
that
loved it.
experience. Like, in Uber, like you take an Uber from the airport to your place, right? And
Mm,
I remember the Uber driver was really funny, and he was
yeah,
like, so where are you guys from? We're from Korea. Why'd you come here? I love the Pistons." And he was really happy about it. Like, whoa,
yeah.
you came all the
Well,
way here for the Pistons. Like, I was like, yeah,
it's great. No, I think I was always surprised. Like even people who work at the Pistons were like surprised that like people overseas follow the team, and I'm like, but just the general people in Detroit, like, what you follow the Pistons from Australia? I'm like, yeah, there's a lot
yeah.
of us. Like, I don't think people in maybe Detroit or the US maybe, but more so Detroit actually understand how like many people follow and support this team overseas. Like,
And that's
at
why
least
you
from
do
what
what
I
you
can
do,
gather.
Jack.
Like, obviously, we don't have the fan base of the Lakers, Celtics, and all the, the popular teams, but like, there's still so many people that care about the city and the team. Like, I just couldn't believe like people are so shocked that we would like people like you and I would travel to come watch this team. I'm like, absolutely. Like, it's not even a question. It's like if I'm going away, that's all I want to do.
Yeah, like that's why you do what you do. Like, am I making sense? That's why you're
Yeah,
doing what you're doing, because to bring us international fans together, like that's crazy.
yeah.
So subscribe to Pistons Jack.
All right. Well, I'll ask you a couple more things, Tom, and then we'll
Okay.
probably end up talking about something else. But um, we do actually have some roster changes this week. So just quickly, Ron Harper Jr. was waived. I think that came out yesterday. And that obviously is why he wasn't at Summer League. And then they signed Colby Jones, who I'm not expecting you to have a whole heap of thoughts on his game, but the roster right now is they still only have 13 players. So I guess, do you have any thoughts on the two-way stuff? I maybe thought they were going to upgrade Dennis to a full-time spot, and that can actually still happen. But any thoughts on Ron Harper Jr. being waived? Because I was kind of like keen to see him at Summer League.
Okay. Yeah, I actually follow him on Instagram, and like a lot I see his posts every day. So I was really weirded out when I didn't see him play in the summer league, because I actually
Yeah.
expected him to play, but he didn't. But his dad, I saw on Twitter. I'm not sure if you saw it, but Ron Harper, he was like getting crazy on on Twitter. Did you see it? Like his dad was like,
I've seen some things. What was it in relation to? I saw some stuff with like
it was
about
very political. It
Dylan
was very
Harper.
political.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen
So it's
any of
like
that.
there were immigrants videos in Europe or something, and
Mm.
he kept commenting like you should kill them or something. Anyways, it was really weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I wanted him to play, but sadly he didn't. Anyway, the two-way player Jones, right? I saw
Yeah.
his highlights, and he somewhat reminded me of a left-handed Cade Cunningham, like in some ways. He's a
Yeah.
very tall guard. He's like 6'6", and he
Yeah.
plays at his own pace. And yeah, so I kind of liked him. So I really
Yeah.
hope he works out. And I just really happy we don't have like a player like a Buddy Boeheim or some,
Yeah. I think that's the thing. That's what I was saying throughout, like just watching the Summer League games. Like, how many times did it feel like we just had two-way players who you just knew were never going to like crack?
Yeah.
Like, and like, especially
Mm.
And it feels like Trajan is really invested in that. Like to have like Danis I hope I'm pronouncing his first name right, but like he feels like even Sam Vecini was saying on the Game Theory pod, I think yesterday with Bryce, like he's like, no, he should be a fully guaranteed contracted NBA player. Like he was one of the best performers summer league. Like to have a guy like that on a two-way. And Sam was saying he barely had Danis in his top 100 players in the 2024 draft cycle. So to sign him as
Right.
undrafted free agent and him potentially make the roster, like, and playing as well as he is like crazy. And then I think Tolu Smith, like he's probably only going to be a two-way for the Pistons barring like injuries, but like he was like pretty good in summer league and like at the Cruise. Like he just puts up numbers.
Yeah, Dennis and Tolu, they were like Arshak and Kobe in the summer league. They're really good. And
Literally. Yeah.
yeah, I actually root for Dennis to get a roster spot because that's one spot in our roster that's kind of lacking. The backup point guard and the backup power forward spots. So that's why I was really rooting for Dennis and was that the name is escaping me. Him, our
Zakai.
no. Bobby Clinton, yes.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
was
of
really
course.
rooting for them to like have a really good summer league, and Dennis did, and Bobby had his up and downs, but I really wish they could be our like 14th man, 15th man. Whenever we have injuries, we can use them. Like, yeah, I'm right.
No, I agree.
Especially Dennis, he's a best friend of Sasser, right? So like, I really
Yeah.
like the vibes.
That's why.
Speaking of vibes, Prince, you're wrong. I think we're gonna have better vibes this year.
The only reason I think that I think they'll be very similar. I think there's just probably a little bit more pressure, but I don't think they will show it. Like I still think we'll see all the dances and all of that. Like I think the vibes will be just as good. But
A lot of the vibes came from Malik, so it's kind of sad
yeah,
he's gone. But yeah, hopefully we
yeah,
can have a better team chemistry or something.
I think they will. I think sports time. I saw you ask earlier. Did I see the commercial? I think that's about the Asar commercial, the 3
Yeah,
seconds. Like, no, I love to see it, but I did see it. I'm like, Asar's just like, it's been good to see him and obviously a man. Like, I really like that Slam interview. I think it was like a 10-minute video.
that was great.
Yeah, just seeing Asar, because I feel like a man gets all the love, at least from like a national standpoint. Not a lot of people give Asar much praise, and that's because Asar's obviously had his health issues and that kind of thing. But it was good to see like Asar and his personality, because like you will notice this,
Right.
like whenever like the admins go up to him and try and do stuff, like you can just tell he's like, I don't know if it's his
He's just
sense of
staring.
humor, but he doesn't seem to want to be a part of it. So it was good to see him like just having like a laugh and
He
like,
was dominating the interview with a man.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it was like you did mention it on Twitter or something. I don't think
yeah,
I never saw his personality that much. So he really
yeah,
brings out his true self when he's with a man. So it was really good to see. I
yeah,
watched the interview like two
yeah,
times.
yeah.
It was
You watched
really
it 2
nice.
times? I
Yeah,
watched it once.
I loved
I
it. I
love it.
loved it. Like he was very like with a
No, he
man.
was good.
Yeah, a man was like the more chill type, and he just lets Asar say whatever he wants to say, and Asar just
Yeah,
trolls him all the time. It's crazy.
yeah.
And
No,
wait,
that was good.
is Andy okay? I think I heard her cough.
Oh, just then in the background. She's fine. Because our desks sit like she's on the other side of me. Ryan has a question here. Do you think Holland can back up both forward positions? I think Ron's probably going to play a fair bit of those backup 4 minutes right now. And I don't think it's like the perfect fit, but I think it's a great test for him. And I think if his
Right.
3-point shot can get to like 33, 35%, hopefully better. But like, I think if he can stay at that, like he's going to be awesome. Like, I think he can do it. Yeah, I think he can.
Right. And I think he has no choice but to do it to prove himself because we don't have a backup four right now. Like Asar's not a backup four because when he's on the floor, when he's on the floor, he's gonna guard opposing perimeter players, the best
Yeah.
player. So, I think Ron has a very big opportunity to prove himself. He's gonna get more minutes, and he's gonna have to prove that he can like be a very good player for us in the back of forward position. And I think it's a very good test for him, as you mentioned. Like
Yeah.
with Ron at the back of four, we don't have a back of four right now. Like we were hoping,
Yeah.
like before I recall it early in the offseason, we were like saying we should get Boucher or we should get Trey Lyles. We
So
should
that
get
can
like
still
ball
happen.
ball. It can,
That
but
can still happen. Like I was going to bring up those names, but
Mhm.
you've kind of brought them up. Like that can still, like the Pistons have to sign at least one more player. Like you can't go into the season
Right.
with only 13 players. But I could see them like, if there's no one they like, I could see them just being like, well, let's sign Dennis to a normal deal, and then we'll get another two-way guy. But I remember seeing some rumors from someone saying they are going to sign a backup for. It's just like a matter of what happens. But I think Ron can play those minutes. And I love that you brought up that I don't want to see Asar playing backup 4 minutes. I think he should
Yeah.
only play the 3 or 2, like, because exactly what you said, like, I just don't want him. Like, he needs to be up at the top of the perimeter defending whoever's
Right.
handling the ball. And I think when you put him at the backup 4, obviously you can still have him on defense when he's at the 4 playing up top, but then you're just going to have someone smaller at the 4. So I'm with you. I think Ron's going to have to fill those minutes and whoever they sign. And I think if they don't sign anyone, I think Ron, it'll be a great test for him and it opens up more opportunity in minutes. So I think he'll do a decent job.
Right, right. I really wish, like, I saw in the comments, like, when Asar and Levert are on the floor together, Asar will probably guard the four. I I think there will be Tobias at least when they're on the floor, but if I think if that's the case, Asar could be guarding the guard, and K could be guarding the four. Like, that's how
That's
much
true. Well,
we need. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of envisioning the 4 men on the other team being in one of the
Mhm.
corners. Maybe that's a bit too generic, but Cade does seem to roam really well along the baseline with like
Right,
weak
right.
side, like blocks. Like, so maybe you're right there. That's actually great. Like Cade, I think I'm forgetting that he is 6'6", 6'7", 7 foot wingspan. like,
Yes.
so that's a
Yes.
great point from you, Tom.
Yeah, we need Asar guarding the Tyrese Halliburtons, the Jalen Brunsons, the Jamorants. Like he's our best defender on the ball, so we need him to be guarding them, and we can have
Yeah.
Cade guarding in defense their stretch fours or whatever, and so that he can have some rest in the defensive end. And and Cade's, you mentioned it, Cade's a very very good help defender, so he can like
Yeah.
come through with a LeBron chase down block or whatever. So yeah,
I like it. I like it.
yeah.
Well, maybe was there of I'll just read out to you some remaining free agents that could be signed. And you tell me just we don't have to spend much time on this, but tell me the one name you like the best. Bol Bol, Trey Lyles, Torrey Craig, Chris Boucher, Jeremiah Robertson Earl, Precious Achua.
It's got to be Trey Lyles or Boucher because with Achua or any other names, we need a backup four who can stretch the floor or can play the 4 or 5. And I think Trey Lyles is the perfect fit. He obviously is a former Piston, but we need players like him or Kelly Olynyk who can like provide a different dynamic to our Pistons because our backup fives are Stu and Reed, but they're not exactly the four floor spacers. They can shoot threes, but defenses have to respect your three to be considered a stretch five, so or four.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a dynamic we have right now on the roster. So I would love Trey Lyles or Chris Boucher on the roster. So I
Yeah.
think it's a good chance. We hopefully we get them. They could be our 10th man or 11th man or whatever, but at least it's a um different kind of offense you can throw out there. So
Yeah. No, I'm
yeah.
with you. Those are the two names for me. And then I don't think he helps with spacing the floor, but like I wouldn't mind Precious. I know he's like sometimes makes like in watching some Knicks games and seeing Knicks fans react, like he obviously can make some like I think just flat out dumb plays, but I do think he can play some small ball five. He can handle the ball a little bit. Like I think it could just be an interesting look if they add him. But All right, where we're going to finish it, Tom, is how I finished it with Prince, the former Pistons question. So
Ah,
I want you to give me two
ah.
names here at least. So one name of a player that's currently in the league that you think could actually genuinely, if you could just grab them, you don't have to worry about how you acquire them. But if there's one former Piston you could bring back that you think could help the team this season, and then just one for vibes. Like I might even allow you to
Right.
bring back Pistons T-Mac.
For vibes first, I would bring back Dre. You know,
Andre?
yeah, like for vibes,
Yeah,
I just love him so much. Like I still look at
yeah,
his IG. He always posts stuff. I always comment, Andre, we love you. But Andre is one of my favorite Pistons of all time. I'm sure, obviously,
yeah,
it's one of your favorite Pistons of all time. For vibes, yes,
yeah,
Andre. Like I would love to see him on the Pistons jersey again. But for the current players that could help our team, I think it actually could be Bruce Brown. Like he could play the
yeah,
back of four. Obviously, there are obvious answers like Chris Middleton, obviously, but Chris Middleton or Bruce Brown, they can actually provide the secondary playmaking, and he can guard actually the four spot. So I would like Bruce
yeah,
Brown on our team. Also Sadiq, I would. I saw that I. Sadiq, the 50-pointer and the buzzer beater three against the Golden State Warriors, which you posted. Yeah, I would also love Sadiq. Yeah, so those three,
yeah.
I guess, for the backup four
They're
spot.
good
Yeah,
names. No, they're
yeah,
really good names. I think even the Chris Middleton one, like I think sneakily, he could be as a vet. Obviously, yeah, Bryce makes a good point. He can't stay healthy these days, but like we're talking, like this isn't happening. Like ideally, he could play 60 games, and like I feel like the way he shoots and like his veteran leadership, he's not a bad playmaker either. Like that'd be a good get. But that's gonna do it. Tom, do you have any other thoughts? Anything else you want to get off your chest? I know you
any
did a
other thoughts?
podcast with Sean over on From Half Court. I listened to that one, so
Yes.
that was good. I enjoyed that.
Oh, that reminds me of Sarah being on Downtown Deuce's podcast. So
Oh
I gotta
yeah,
watch that. Yeah,
yeah. No, I think he had a lot of people on. That looked really good. So go check out
yeah,
our guy Downtown Juice.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
I was actually invited, but I was on the way to work, so I couldn't attend it. So, yeah. Anyways,
oh.
yeah. Other final thoughts. I think the people who are watching should click like on the video. Subscribe to Pistons Jack. It's a very good
Appreciate it.
community. Yeah, you guys should already subscribe.
Appreciate you, Tom. You're a legend, my friend. I'm glad you made it. Glad you're on the stream. Everyone loves having you on, brother. So
Thanks
appreciate
for
you.
having me, Jack.
We'll chat soon, man. Catch you.
Bye bye.
What a legend. Prince and Tom both post Piston stuff over on the Instagram and Twitter. So go check out their stuff. I think Tom is at Korean Pistons fan. I'm sure you're already following him. And then Prince, I got to find my Instagram. Prince, if you're still watching, drop your Instagram in the chat. But I might add it to the description of this video. But appreciate everyone joining today. Thank you for everyone in the comments. Shout out. I appreciate you all joining on your Friday night. Been a fun stream. I had a really good time. So I hope everyone here enjoyed it. We'll be back. Like I said, we do these streams every Friday at 8 p.m. So if you want to come, we're going to be doing these all off season. We're going to think of topics. If there's any topics you want to discuss, please shoot me a DM, comment on a YouTube video, and we can discuss anything because we're getting to the point of the off season where it's a lot of hypotheticals, a lot of fun topics, not too serious. So once again, appreciate you all for joining. And as always,